Namaskar, my dear friend. Myself DP Ingvar, Director DP Forensic Lab, former Assistant Director and HOD Physics and Cyber CFS at Chandigarh. In today's lecture, Digital Forensics, I will discuss about memory or RAM forensics. So, dear friends, now we have to start. So, as we know, there is a two types of the memory in the computer, that is called the primary and the secondary. In the primary memory, RAM or the ROM. As we know that the RAM, random access memory, this is a virtual memory. Whenever computer gone off, this the contents of the data in RAM vanish. So in many cases, the RAM data or the information in the RAM, which are totally temporary, not permanent, may be very useful a piece of evidence in the crime cases. So today I will try to discuss about the how the data can be recovered from the RAM. So first, now what is the RAM forensics? Actually, it deals with the collection, analysis and preservation of the RAM data. The data which are not permanently saved in the computer. When the computer is gone off, this is RAM data finished. So this is RAM forensic collection, analysis and presentation of the RAM data in forensic sound manner. The information of the data residing in the RAM of a computer may contain a important piece of the evidence that could be very useful in case investigation or the court of law. A RAM data may be very useful. So, so why we need the RAM forensic? To find out the unauthorized anomalous activities in the target PC. What unauthorized activity is going on of a particular PC. It is also important of the part of computer forensics to find out what was happened on the machine or the PC which is not present in the real memory. Real memory does not contain the data, but what is happened with the PC. Somebody may delete the some important files or the manipulate some the program. So in the RAM information, from the RAM information or the RAM data, these type of the information may be recovered. As all the running process in the system pass through the RAM, it is important to retrieve it before the computer is turned off. This is very important for the investigation purpose also. The RAM data should be required before computer turn off for the further analysis in the laboratory. If the chance of the user manipulate the operating system and the OS offsets RAM, these evidence are very useful to find out the actual fact. What have been happened with the machine. So this is a necessity of the RAM forensic, and which type of the data are exist in the RAM data. Past and the current network connections, details, unsaved documents, username and the password, loaded dynamically linked libraries, different credential including webmails, emails, and other details. Code programs that are not necessary to be saved in the computer, pictures, emails, chat messages, malware or running process, memory residence malware, unlocked descriptor various of the program, contents of the window and opened file. So such type of the information may be found in the RAM forensic. So what is a step on the RAM forensic? There is a three major step. First, acquisition of the data. First, we have to acquire the data, RAM data from the RAM. and they are analyze the data, and they are record the relevant evidence after the analysis. So these are three main steps in the memory forensic or the RAM forensic. And whenever talking about the tools are used in the RAM forensic, basically two category of the tools is available. One is a hardware base or another is a software base. The hardware based tools is a very simple. You have to just plug on the PC. Software based tools, you just plug in on the PC. This automatically generate the dump data. You need not to give any command, hardware based tools. And there is some software based tools. In software based tools, you run the program. Suppose this is a PC and you have to run the program and capture the RAM data. So different type of the tools or the software based tools is available. You can use as per your convenience or the availability of the tools. So now what is the procedure for the retrieving the data from the RAM data? First, if you are going to use the software based tools, you can download suitable tools, save in this file in the executive file in the pen drive, and this pen drive connect to the PC and give some command and make a dump data of the RAM. The forensic image of the RAM data can be saved in the external storage device like this HD. And this hard disk drive contain the image file should be packed and sealed properly because this is a contain the piece of evidence. So this should be sealed properly. The drive can be converted to read-only mode before packing the sealing. This may be converted in the read-only mode. Prepare the 63 Form B certificate and seizure memo, or you can also take the photograph for the record purpose. So as per the demo, suppose you are using the FTK measure. Please open this FTK measure and from the file, this is coming capture memory. So from choosing of this and giving the command, you can make a dump data of the RAM memory. Very simple few step. You can make a image file. Image file means the file contain the data of the RAM. For the example, I have recorded RAM data from my PC. This is taken in the 2022 when I write a book. So here you can see several information were required from the RAM data. Cloud server 14, Facebook URL at 2, Google search 21, like this type of information may be required from the RAM. This is very important data because this is required from the RAM, which are not saved in the computer. Video 9, pictures 986, and so much data is required from the RAM because my PC having about the memory about the 8 GB. So such bulk type of the information may be required from the RAM data. For the further example, here different of the activities carried carried out on the PC can be recovered. And further, suppose I have searched the SBI share price, so such of the information may be recovered. So during the analysis, you can extract the piece of evidence, the relevant piece of evidence. So thank you, my dear friends.